Got a Glock and want to make it look cooler and shoot better? These Glock mods will up the performance of your gun and make it truly one of a kind. I know you're watching, but you're not subscribed. So before we get into it, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Despite all the great aspects of Glock pistols, the trigger can leave something to be desired. For many years, Glock's left the subject of match triggers to the many U.S. tuning companies. However, the manufacturer has now decided to capitalize on the growing custom trigger trend and offer a factory version. Most aftermarket triggers build upon the basic engineering of the stock Glock trigger, refining it by adjusting trigger bar angles, polishing surfaces, and replacing springs. The Glock Performance trigger utilizes a redesigned trigger bar, and trigger mechanism. This likely was developed due to Glock wanting to adjust the trigger press and ergonomics of the trigger face while maintaining the safety standards of a Glock-produced accessory. The Glock Performance trigger comes standard with the dot control spring, but you can decide for yourself which control spring to install. All safety features of the Glock Safe Action system are still retained. Dry firing revealed a substantially decreased weight when compared to a stock Glock trigger, which is factory set at 5.5 pounds of pressure. The GPT measured slightly above 3 pounds, but it wasn't the weight decrease that stood out to me. It was the substantial reset and the pressure back after the trigger break. The design of the GPT causes the trigger to push back after being engaged, unlike the factory Glock trigger that'll lock back unless the slide is racked. The trigger press is subjectively a smoother experience, moving from initial trigger movement until hitting the wall, then break. This break's not only a lighter press, but also slightly crisper and more consistent than the standard stock trigger. In this way, the Glock Performance trigger is similar to other aftermarket triggers. Following the break, the reset is more similar to a standard stock Glock trigger, coming consistently and noticeably, but also further forward compared to many other aftermarket triggers. This does differ from other products available that often have a softer and quicker reset. Overall, the trigger experience is cleaner, lighter, and very consistent. For roughly $70 and a simple installation overall, I'd say this is the best trigger on the market for a Glock when comparing cost and performance. I see this as a home run for Glock and can envision them releasing a match model where the GPT comes pre-installed at the factory. Want faster target acquisition, easier 100-yard shots, and the upper hand in low light situations? You need a red dot for your Glock. The Trijicon RMR Type 2 is the gold standard of pistol-mounted mini red dots. It's pricey, but it has the most robust housing of all the pistol dots out there and is battle-proven. Battery life clocks in at 4 years of continuous on at the very usable level of 4 brightness levels. However, if you're using this on duty or using it at higher settings, I change the batteries every year. Control-wise, the buttons are easy to use and tactile. The glass is blue-tinted due to its special reflective coating that enhances battery life. The RMR also has a smaller viewing window than many competitors, but it's not that big of a deal if you shoot with both eyes open. I recommend either the 3.25 or 6.5 MOA dot models. However, they offer other models with different size dots, mounts, and even tritium dual illumination. Lastly, the Type 2 allows you to manually adjust the brightness so you can pick the best for your environment. This is one of the best optics on the market, hands down. The sights on factory Glocks are adequate for casual range shooting, but are not ideal for self-defense or competitive scenarios. One upgrade that I've performed on every Glock handgun that I've owned is to upgrade the sights. For competition guns, that usually means a fiber optic front and black steel rear sight. For defensive pistols, I'm a big fan of the AmeriGlow protector system, also known as Hackathorn sights. These sights combine a plain black rear with a high-visibility orange front sight that has a tritium lamp at its center. Another great option for defensive handguns are the XS sights Big Dot Night sights. These sights, which mimic the express sights historically found on dangerous game hunting rifles, combine a shallow V rear with a large circular front sight. Those who claim that this system isn't precise enough for taking shots at extended ranges either haven't tried it or need to spend more time on the practice range. It's my belief that the single most important thing you can do to shoot your handgun well is to have a solid grip. Grip technique's obviously critical to managing recoil and putting shots where you want them to go. Different grip surfaces can also make a world of difference and can aid or hinder a good consistent grip. There are a host of materials that companies use to make gun grips. Each material has pros and cons, and all have a different feel on the shooter's hands. The more texture you can put on your gun's grip surface, the better control you'll have over your gun. But there's a limit to how rough you can go, and surfaces that are too aggressive have drawbacks. Talon Grips is a well-known company that's been producing these applied grips for many years. The company has two variations of their popular product. The more aggressive of the two is a granular material that feels much like skateboard grip tape. The second product is not as rough and has a rubberized feel to it. Both versions are backed with a very sticky adhesive that doesn't peel off, yet won't damage your firearm if you remove it. Both variations of Talon grips provide a tremendous amount of enhanced grip surface compared to the stock finish. The only question is, how aggressive do you want to go? With the variations Talon grips offers, you can get the feel you want at a reasonable price without doing any irreversible work on your firearm. For the home-based or holstered handgun, I highly recommend a pistol light. The Streamlight TLR-1HL is one of the most common pistol lights you'll see at the range or on your local officer's duty gun, and for good reason. This intuitive and brightly capable pistol light offers great performance at a reasonable price. The TLR-1HL provides 1,000 lumens of white light for clearing residential structures or searching exterior venues. Its beam pattern is wide with good spill to illuminate large areas, making it popular for law enforcement officers working in urban environments. With its rail clamp system, the HL attaches or detaches quickly with no tools and mounts directly to any pistol that has either the Glock-style universal rail or MIL STD 1913 Picatinny rails. The light body is made of durable anodized aluminum with an IPX7 waterproof rating and is engineered to produce a concentrated beam with optimum peripheral illumination. Streamlight prioritized keeping the upgraded HL model inside the same footprint as the previous TLR-1, which allows users to keep their old holsters. Powered by two CR123 lithium batteries, the TLR-1HL has a 1.5-hour runtime before needing a battery swap. The intuitive ambidextrous switch is easy to operate for those first-time pistol light users, and it carries a sub-$200 price tag. We're also here to assist you in finding the perfect Glock handgun to meet your specific needs, whether you're seeking something for concealed carry, home defense, dealing with wildlife encounters, or competitive shooting. The so-called Glock 19L, using the compact G19 grip with a full-size G17 link slide and barrel, has been a thing for years, with folks typically hacking a Glock 17 grip to make it a 15-shot capacity pistol that accepts G19 mags. While this used to require a fair amount of effort, Glock now offers a turnkey solution right out of the box in the form of the Glock 49. This pistol is going to replace the G17 in the company's lineup, which represents a major shift from the handgun that put Glock on the map all those years ago. It's essentially a Gen 5 G17 in its dimensions, but has a slide cut to fit on G19 rails. The basic specifications of the 9mm Luger Glock 49 follow a typical Gen 5 Glock MOS pistol. These include a grip frame that lacks finger grooves and has a flared magazine well and interchangeable backstraps to customize grip size. Slide stop levers are placed on both sides of the frame, and the magazine release button's reversible. The barrel is in the Glock Marksman form with polygonal rifling and a target crown. As an MOS modular optic system model, the slide, which has serrations on both the front and rear, is cut to use a wide variety of electronic optics through the use of an adapter plate system. The result of its full-size slide/compact frame is a pistol with an overall length of 7.95 inches with a 4.49-inch barrel and a height of 5.04 inches, yielding a longer barrel and sight radius with a grip that's easier to conceal. It weighs 22.4 ounces, magazine capacity is 15 rounds using standard Glock 19 size magazines, and models with 10-round magazines are available for those who live in areas with magazine capacity restrictions. With an MSRP in the 600s, it falls into the still affordable zone populated by guns with similar sizes and magazine capacities. Though the Glock 17 was the first and most iconic Glock, it's a big pistol that's more than 8 inches long and weighs more than 32 ounces with a loaded magazine. The G19 Gen 5 MOS has a slightly shorter barrel and slightly shorter grip, and it weighs just a bit less. But with extended magazines, the G19 can hold just as much ammunition as the G17. This midsize model is versatile and easily transitions from the range to concealed carry with its double-stack design. The pistol's been widely used in the law enforcement realm and, like most Glock products, is renowned for its ease of use and reliability. Not to mention, the 9mm chambering means that in non-ammo shortage scenarios, you should be able to easily train with it alongside its standard 15-round magazine. The Gen 5 MOS version of the G19 features a removable slide plate for mounting an optical sight, a reversible magazine catch, an ambidextrous slide stop, and the Glock modular backstrap system will allow you to adjust the grip size to better fit your hand. The G19 also benefits from a wealth of aftermarket support, so you can switch sights, triggers, and slides if you choose. There are two major camps when it comes to handguns for bear defense: big bore wheel guns and nimble semi-autos, and the Glock G20 is the poster child of the second. Over the past decade, it's become the most popular backcountry carry pistol, likely by a wide margin. While some consider a .44 Magnum revolver to be the minimum for a bear protection handgun, the 10mm G20 has proven itself as not only a capable attack stopper, but a standard for backcountry carry. The new Gen 5 G20 has a few improvements and the same great performance. Like other Glock models, the G20's beauty is in its simplicity. It's a polymer frame semi-automatic pistol with a 15+1 round capacity. Until recently, it was the only commonly available double-stack 10mm on gun store shelves. It features a 4.61-inch barrel, is easy to shoot, and runs with unquestionable reliability. Arguably, the most important feature of a good concealed carry pistol is compactness. The smaller and lighter a pistol is, the more likely you are to carry it. And the more likely you are to carry it, the more likely you are to have it when you need it. However, extremely compact pistols can be difficult to handle and shoot well. Glock's G43X MOS pistol offers what might be the best combination of size and shootability of all their handguns. The little G43 only holds 6 rounds, but the G43X MOS holds 10 rounds, and its unloaded weight is almost identical to the standard G43. In fact, except for the longer grip of the G43X MOS, these pistols are nearly identical in size. The G43X MOS's 3/4-inch longer grip might be slightly more difficult to conceal, but its added capacity and shootability make up for it. The pistol's magazine release is reversible, the slide is cut for an optical sight, and it's chambered in 9mm, which is currently the most popular chambering for law enforcement handguns. If you're looking to rock a classic self-defense round, the G30 SF is the top selection in the company's lineup. The SF has a shortened frame with reduced grip dimensions for shooters with smaller hands or those wanting more concealability, yet packs 10 rounds of .45 auto into a magazine. Slide's about the same width as the G19, but the frame is slightly wider, but only just so. The concealability difference is non-existent. The .45 ACP round has a bit of a punch as compared to 9mm, and any .45 shot from a compact polymer frame is going to deliver a bit of a pop. That said, the G30 SF is in no way harsh or uncontrollable. Slightly wider than normal grip and the softness of the plastic render the pistol quite tame. Yeah, it's a carry gun, it's boring, and it's like all the others, but this is really a good shooter. The jack-of-all-trades 9mm Glock 17 is the open carry service sidearm of choice and one of the first Glock models that'll come up in any conversation about the best 9mm handguns. Known for its reliability and durability, this model's seen several iterations, including the latest generation, the Gen 5. There are tons of features that make it worth your consideration, starting with its trademark durability and flexibility. It features an NDLC coating, fully ambidextrous controls, improved triggers, flared mag wells, and the Glock Marksman barrel. Another key attribute of this Glock handgun is its simplicity. Field stripping and cleaning this pistol are straightforward tasks, making it an excellent choice for those new to firearms. Glock's commitment to minimal parts and easy maintenance has contributed to its popularity with both beginners and experienced shooters who appreciate a hassle-free shooting experience. The Glock 17's full-size frame offers a comfortable grip and a generous 17+1 round capacity, making it ideal for duty use, home defense, or competitive shooting. The G17's consistent performance, ease of use, and enduring reputation make it a top choice for those seeking a reliable and battle-tested handgun. The Glock aftermarket's also really robust, so if you like to customize your guns, you have the ability to do just that with this pistol. Geared toward first-time gun owners and those looking for a dedicated trainer, the G44 is the ultimate Glock plinker. Chambered for the .22 LR rimfire cartridge, the G44 is the least expensive Glock pistol, and it's also the most fun to shoot of any of the Glocks. At only 12.63 ounces, the G44 is incredibly light. It only weighs 16.4 ounces with a fully loaded 10-round magazine. Sized almost identically to the various Glock 19 pistols, the G44 makes for an ideal subcaliber rimfire trainer. It's also an ideal pistol for new shooters to learn with. Fantastic for plinking fun on the range, and it would serve well as a trail gun or for small game hunting. If you really like Glock pistols, a G44 should be in your safe.